Okay, in this video we're going to talk about rotoscoping. So rotoscoping is the process of tracing over an existing video in order to get some elements. So in this particular instance, I downloaded and imported this video footage, and then you can see it's kind of in the ocean and all these fish are swimming. So actions like this, to frame by frame an action like this, like the fish swimming in the background there, is pretty difficult to simulate on your own without examining, real life qualities of the fins and the movements of the fish. So what I did here, I'll turn off this layer so you can see what I did first, and then I'll turn the layer on, is I was able to trace this particular fish and its movements to get this animation. And you can see that it's frame by frame animation, so each frame is following the frames of the video and then tracing the general form to get this particular animation. So the process would be to, I'll turn on this, notice that I have this layer locked, I'll turn it on. So my next step would be to create another keyframe, an empty keyframe, so that is F7 on your keyboard. So I'm going to click on that frame. This is the frame that I'm drawing in. The next thing is to grab the brush tool, and it took me a little while to figure out the right brush and the right properties for this. So here I'm using the fluid brush, and it's got some taper quality to it and some of these settings. So here you can see the settings, and I'm just drawing with this black color. And zooming in by hitting Command plus is helpful for this. And then just following the contour. Again, takes a little while to get used to drawing with this. This brush is way too big. I'm going to bring this down, pull this down. And then you may have to draw more than once. And again, I think this is too big. Maybe like 2 would be fine. We'll try that again. It's a little better. And I'm using my Wacom tablet here with the pressure sensitivity on. And just want to get the main contours of the lines and the line work here. And you can see that if I draw really hard, I'm going to get thick lines like that. And if I draw really, really lightly, you get smaller lines. And what I've been doing with this eye has been kind of fill it in with the paint bucket tool. I'll show you that in a bit. And then, like I said, we're just getting all the major stuff. We're not paying attention too much to the individual details. There are some details that we do want to pick out. And I'm holding down the spacebar tool to invoke the hand tool there. Getting that, and just want to get the body form. And then just tracing along to get these fins. So right here you can see the difference in the line weights based on the pressure from the tablet. And doing a trace like this for rotoscoping, this technique would be used in a lot of different ways. And I'm embellishing a little bit here, but the fish at this point has almost completed a turn, so the tail is still swung out, and it hasn't come back to its full form yet. So you can see that the tail is still turned towards us and it hasn't turned back yet. And things like this, the fins at the top are interesting shapes. And you can use whatever brush you want to get this done. I'm just using this particular brush. And again, if you don't like your line work, Command Z to undo. Then you can go back and redraw what you don't like. For the sake of this demo, I'm just kind of roughing things in quickly, just so you can see the process. And making sure that the eyeball is completely closed. If I switch over to the paint bucket tool, I can click on that and just quickly fill in that. And then let me zoom out a little bit. So that adds another frame to the sequence. Again, I can turn off this layer. And then now I have this. Now the difficult part of the rotoscoping is getting things to look the same. So, making sure that the line weight looks right. Obviously this frame, the line work is a little bit different, but those are things that you want to check on. And then all of this is on the main timeline, but I can copy these frames, I can dump them into a movie clip, and then I can have that movie clip play independently if I want. So that's rotoscoping. One area you're going to see rotoscoping a lot is like if you're doing any kind of laser, sword effects like lightsabers and things like that. There's a way to do that in After Effects, and you have to copy frame by frame exactly those motions. So you may have heard of rotoscoping from, techniques like that, but it's generally, the definition is really whenever you're copying every single frame from a video source, like this one. So you can use that in part of your frame by frame animation exercise if you want, and that's it.